So Crystal Palace have finally made their second or third signing of the summer. I think it's their second signing of the summer, or certainly their second major signing of the summer, and that is Cheikhou Kouyaté, who has joined from West Ham. He joins Vicente Guaita, who signed from Getafe, the goalkeeper, who was really, really highly rated, who had a great season, and that really happened in like the first few weeks of the season ending, and then since then, it's been quite quiet with the news, and suddenly they've blown up with bits and pieces, which is really interesting. But yeah, they've signed Kouyaté from West Ham. So he's been with West Ham for 4 years after joining from Anderlecht in the Belgian Pro League. He is a midfielder. He's quite an aggressive midfielder, and he's been a key part of their team for several years. So he played 32 times, 42 times, 36, 37 times during those 4 seasons, but they've let him go under new manager Manuel Pellegrini. He hasn't been overly good in the last few seasons, but the first 2 seasons he was very good and looked a real good player. It hasn't happened for him in the last couple of seasons, but he's there is still hope there. There's still he could become very good. He's still 20. He's 28. He still has 5 or 6 years in front of him. Hodgson is pretty good at getting the most out of players. He's not the best player in the world, but I don't think he's signed for that. I think they need to bolster that squad because a couple of injuries, and they look down to their bare bones, and that is really important. They really need to strengthen their side, and Kouyaté would do that. He would offer a bit more to their to their options, but I think from the outside looking in, obviously I'm not a Palace fan at all. I live nowhere near Crystal Palace, but their main aim is to keep a hold of Zaha, and there hasn't been too much talk of him leaving, which is absolutely fantastic. So in midfield they have Sully Kaikai. It'll be interesting to see if he gets any games. They have Johnny Williams. I think he's been out on loan. They have James MacArthur, who's very, very decent, and I'm a big fan of Luka Milivojevic, who is a really, really big figure. It'll be interesting to see how Wan-Bissaka does as well. But he is a option. Kouyaté, another option in that midfield to bolster their side. Which is fantastic, which is what they needed to do. They've already brought in a top goalkeeper, which is something they were desperate for. Speroni is aging, God knows how old he is now, and Wayne Hennessy. Julian Speroni is 39. He has been there for 15 years nearly. Incredible. And Hennessy, questions have been raised for a long time about him, because there's been mistakes and stuff. So they've sorted out that, and now they're starting to bring in some fresh faces. I think he'll be a decent signing for them, and also there's talk, pretty much of a done deal, of Max Meyer coming over to England to play for Palace, which is absolutely incredible. He's been linked with a lot of big clubs. There's talk of a few others coming, so they're starting to make some signings, which is good to bolster their squad, to make sure they're nowhere near where they were last year, because they were in a I don't think anyone would mind me saying they were in a bit of a shit situation over the summer, but they've sorted all that out now, and it was a bad start to the season, but Roy came in. Roy did what he does and got them out of it, and I think this is a decent signing overall. It's not like he's going to be oh wow, but he's good enough, and I think that's really important. It's really important to be the best squad you can be and have a good squad. And I think, you know, that is really important. Manchester City have a good squad, and it allows them to make changes here and there, and still, you know, you could change different players, Aguero for Jesus, you know, Gundogan for, you know, Fernandinho. You could have Laporte come in for Stones. You could, and you know, there's not too much difference, and that's really important because you're gonna get injuries, and we saw just how much they've missed Wilfried Zaha when he wasn't there. Don't think they picked up a win. I don't think. You know, and he's so important. You know, and to have a bigger squad where, you know, he could come out and then they have a replacement. That's really important. So they're starting to build a good squad. I don't think they'll be anywhere near the relegation zone this time. I think they'll be absolutely fine, and you know, I think it's good. It's good to see them. You know, after a terrible start, they've really done well and have got. I think they'll do well. I think they'll be a top half side this season. So, you know, that's the latest signing, Kouyaté. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry I'm whispering a little bit. My girlfriend's really poorly, so she's like asleep. Yeah, but I needed to put this out. But I didn't want to, you know, be screaming or anything, so apologies if I'm a little bit quiet. But thank you so much for tuning in until the end of the video. It really means a lot. Hit subscribe if you're new. I cover all transfers, so keep up to date here. My name is Mike, and I will see you soon. Thank you for watching.